love the sound of that diesel. Headed up to go dirt biking, guys, to Hopkinton Everett, where I have not been since there was snow on the ground and studded tires on my bike. What a treat. Finally, the weather is nice, dry, and warm. Quick check of the fuel range. Let's see what's on the radio.
Looking out for the president's interest in a number of these cases, and that's kind of where we're at. And so the president is obviously very happy with William Barr.
And it is running, right? Yep, 15 seconds.
Let's see if I can set the scene here, guys. Rich and I, we were not the first people to the parking lot, which is kind of unusual. About 6 or 7 trucks when we got there, and we knew from a little intel, a little research that Rich was doing during the week, that it was going to be very dusty. And it's absolutely dusty. The key thing about that is when you're following someone like I'm doing with Rich here, you can't see a lot of the bumps and the roots. So if you're me, that's terrifying. The trail just kind of disappears. I don't know how the guys do those like desert races, Baja 1000. I could probably do the Baja 150 meters. On the drive up, I was thinking, God, we were crazy to do this when it was freezing cold out. I can't even remember what that was like. Luckily, I have footage. Eesh. Yeah, I guess I remembered right. That was crazy. It makes me cold just looking at it. I guess maybe it was good training? I don't know. Let's get back to reality here. Much more seasonally appropriate. It was great to be on the same trails, which I kind of remember. I guess I remember maybe 80%. And even though it was really a little slippery because it was so dry, it was nice to be able to open the gas and accelerate as opposed to opening the gas and just spinning the back tire. This sandy stuff took a little getting used to, but as it turned out, the really, really dry stuff was only here in the more open sections. Once we got into the motorcycle-only trails, it was dry, it was a little loose, but much better than this stuff. Yeah, you see me locking up the back brake there. Easy to do in this loose stuff, but it's also the case that Rich is flying. I think the suspension changes and the tubeless made him a lot more comfortable, and instead of just watching him disappear, I'm more comfortable pushing hard to try to keep pace, which makes for a very intense ride, and actually, for me, a lot more fun. Really, I feel like I'm getting more out of the bike and myself. And I will continue to think that until I crash and get hurt. This section right here, in a normal year, would be filled with puddles and ruts, things like that. Not huge puddles, I mean, unless it had just rained, but definitely there's standing water through here most of the time. You see it now, it's like a beach. And we haven't had rain for, consistent rain for like 6 weeks. Also, I have no idea what I'm doing in the whoops. Check this out. I just... what was that? I'm lucky to be alive. There were a couple of sections later in the day where I did pretty well. Hopefully I got those on video. You can hear me getting a little frustrated with the dust here. I mean, it becomes a little bit of a safety thing, which requires me to be mature and slow down, which is unlikely. Therefore, it makes it very dangerous. Somewhere up here is the traditional stopping point, which when it's 20 degrees out and snowing or whatever, it's a good place to let the blood get back into your hands. No issues getting the blood into the hands today. Be curious to see if Rich takes a little pit stop like normal. I can tell you at this point in the ride, we're like 5 minutes in, and I'm definitely hoping that he stops. I don't know why. Maybe just out of habit. Or I'm old and already out of breath. Looks like we're going to pull over after all. All right. Oh, by the way, when I said pit stop, I didn't mean like to go to the bathroom. It's not that kind of ride.
Good?
I think so, yeah. Can't see.
I was gonna say, why don't you go first? We'll switch that way. We both, you know what I mean? Because I look back, I'm like, wow, that sucks.
Alright, so we get back underway here, and it turns out one of the whip sections I got on tape was right here. I'm just, I think, starting to figure something out. I'm getting my weight back, and I hit this last set actually pretty well. I rode one, maybe even on my back wheel. Yeah, there you go. It's like a pretty small set of whoops by any standard. Just enough, though, for me to test out the proper technique and see that it actually works. So that's great. That'll help me a lot in the future. Although I'm not looking forward to the next time I try it and it doesn't work out, because I'll be going way too fast. As luck would have it, there is another set right before the turnoff into the big trail. It's right here. What I'm looking for is keeping that front wheel nice and high and my weight back. Looks actually pretty good. It felt smooth, and I think you can tell if I'm keeping my weight back if you can see the back of the handlebars there, and the front wheel. Yeah, the handlebars look like they're coming up. That's pretty good. I mean, that's actually progress right there compared to what I would normally do. Hold on for dear life.
Yeah, might as well just ride like this. Gotta give space, absolutely. Good.
So up till now has been kind of the hors d'oeuvre for the entree. The first of two entrees. I guess we have a big meal today. This is the river loop, and it's important that this is for motorcycles only, because to the extent it's holding up even in this dry weather, it's because the four-wheelers don't go down here. This initial section is usually actually totally underwater. Even in wintertime, we have some rides where guys like break through the ice here and get stuck. And by guys, I guess I mean me. But I'm really curious to see what this is like in the nice warm weather with a new setup and some new confidence. Says it all. Poor line choice. I hesitated a second because I saw that the left-hand side is going to be a real bear. Just that little bit of hesitation got me stuck in that dirt, which was like talc. And I'm sure I made a giant dust cloud for Rich to deal with. That's what it's like when you ride with me, Rich. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe just the really narrow angle of the approach. I talked to Rich later. He said he actually rode off of the side of the bridge. So I mean, I guess I did better than that. That's good. Through here, usually just probably like 8 inches of water. You can see how it's all just completely dried out now. Bit of a struggle right off the bat here. I think I'm scarred by my memories of all the failures we've had through here. It's not an easy section to ride, I'll say that for sure, but it's bad to get kind of bogged down here. Happily, this really only happened once or twice on the day, and this is probably pretty ugly. Just kind of struggling to get my balance back here. Yeah, not so bad, not so bad. I should be kinder to myself. That's what I read in the newspaper.
That bridge?
Yeah.
That log?
I got the front wheel over, no problem. I forgot about the back wheel.
That happened with the bridge, and then I fell in.
Oh.
And then the log, front tire went over, skid plate, tire. I didn't even notice that branch. I was too busy having a mental breakdown, screaming at the top of my lungs in the woods.
Oh, it's been a good ride already. This part here pops out into what is a rarity in New England, and that's some wide open space. A big meadow here. Pretty fast through here, and I think right about at this point it dawns on me that this ends with a set of whoops. Pretty fast whoops, since as you can see it's straight and wide open. Let's see how I do here. I'd probably bury the front end somewhere. Oh, okay, no, not too bad, not too bad, getting better. Keep your eyes open for me going off the trail. That's usually what happens. I get, whoa, a little, there we go. Yeah, I hate to disappoint, and I didn't disappoint there. But I think better through the whoops, definitely carrying more speed. Comment on gear selection. In the woods here, it's mostly third. I do shift up to fourth every once in a while. Third allows me to jump off of stuff, and I can still lug it out of these turns really low in the RPM. 200 is phenomenal. I mean, I guess a 300 would be even better, but this thing really just works. So on this day in the woods, I was pushing the pace pretty hard. I think in a hare scramble, I guess I would go faster than this, but this would definitely be enduro pace for me. And that means that you're always right on the good side of the edge into wiping out. There's a section up here, I gave it a little bit of gas. I think my weight was in just the wrong place. Almost put myself into the trees. Man, I'm happy I did not, because we had a pretty good day going. It's right up here, coming over these rocks. Whoop, right there. Boy, just a split second. You can see, come up, get the front wheel off the ground, and then I think I punch it right here. See the head snaps to the left. Well, also not half bad riding there, I think. The more I ride, the more I realize that some of this stuff comes down to fitness. Like this little section here, just like the last one, requires some precise stuff and some big energy, you know, to push right through, like up this climb here. That takes work, and if you don't have the fitness, that's when I get sloppy, make stupid mistakes, and fall over, which of course totally tanks your heart rate and sets you back even further. So working on riding skill and fitness, both. So I think I had kind of forgotten how many whoops there are here at Clough. There's another pretty fast section here where I attempt once again to ride some whoops. Some I handle successfully, some I don't.
Terrifying. Half in control.
So it looks like I can get about 2 or 3 whoops in a row pretty well. It's just when they really stack up, I kind of get behind. I'll work on that.
Oh, this place.
There's a right-hand turn coming up here where I make a late change of line choice, totally lose the front, and almost crash. I gotta learn to just stick with the line, and it'll work. You can make it work.
Totally lost the front there, that was awesome. Thought I didn't crash. A late line choice, almost over the mistake. Ride it out.
Here it is, super slow. Right about here, I make a decision and slide the front across the trail. Lucky. One of the challenges I really enjoy about woods riding is the surprises on the trail. Be blasting along on something like this, nice and open, flowing, and there's a left-hand turn here. Just looks like a nice little up, and then you get right here and you realize, oh shit, there's a whole pile of roots that I have to get on.
Line W there, but made it.
And if you know what you're doing and you have skill, the answer is pretty easy. More speed, more momentum is going to carry you over things like that. The problem is, more speed, more momentum, when you make a mistake, the consequences are much greater. And I have a mortgage, a wife, and a kid, so I gotta pay attention to that kind of thing. I start getting pretty motivated here, really opening it up, cruising along. This for me is, I'm in the flow, I'm totally ripping, feeling great. Those of you who know me well or have watched a few of these videos know that when I start to get into a flow and I start doing well, usually something bad happens, and that something bad is right here. Oh. Needed about 3 miles an hour more speed or about another 16th of a throttle to get over that thing. But I'm up and going again. Not too bad. nice job missing that giant rock after staring at it for 50 meters. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes of just uninterrupted riding here. This is pretty tough stuff. It's fast. There are a lot of obstacles, roots, rocks. But this to me really is like the joy of this loop. This section is so nice. Have a listen and enjoy. What a great section. It ends up here with a set of whoops, which, well, you can see how I'm doing. And then right after that, I see an owl in the woods. Try to slow it down and show it to you. The whoops here, not too bad. The owl's going to be right about where that arrow is, right there. Did you see it? Check it out in the slow-mo. There it is in the slow-mo. You can just see it taken off there from that tree. Indulge me, because we have one in the backyard and I saw it twice. Once coming off the roost right here, and then I look at the trail and look back again to the right. I see him again. Totally cool. Okay, owls are great. Everybody loves birds of prey, etc., etc. But as I take this right-hand turn here, instantly I'm reminded, I'm filled with anticipation and trepidation. The impossible climb is here. It's right here at the left. Let's see what's going to happen. It killed us all winter. And made it. Whew.
So close.
That hill screwed us all winter. And part of the summer, I guess. That was all I got of the first loop. Second loop looks kind of like this. I'm working on the video of that now, so should be up soon. In the meantime, enjoy and stay safe, guys.